is a Greek word which is derived from lipos, which means feed. It's a heterogeneous group of compounds which can be found by their physical rather than that of the chemical properties. There are four kinds of biomolecules: lipids, carbohydrates, proteins, and nucleic acids. You have already studied about the carbohydrates. Today we are going to start about lipids. Out of these four kinds of biomolecules, lipids are only one of the which have the property which can be easily distinguished from other based on their physical properties, like because they are insoluble in water while they are soluble in nonpolar solvents like that of the ether, chloroform, and others. Because when you try to dissolve lipid, fat, or any other substances related to this class in water, they become insoluble because they have amphibic nature. They have hydrophilic as well as both of hydrophobic property. Lipids, they are important in diet because they are high energy value, they provide more energy as compared to that of the carbohydrates. They help in the formation of the fat soluble vitamin and most of the essential fatty acids which is normally required by the body for different kinds of functions. They are present in the fat. If we see overall role of lipids, they play energetic role, because they act as a fuel molecules. When you have studied about glycolysis and move towards the Krebs cycle, you have studied about the acetyl CoA. That acetyl CoA helps in the formation of lipids as well as the lipids breakdown. They in turn results in the formation of acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA which can enter either in the gluconeogenesis pathway or in the Krebs cycle, providing energy in the form of ATP. Lipids act as a component of membrane because lipids can react with the carbohydrates forming glycolipids. They can react with the proteins forming lipoproteins, and these glycolipids and mostly phospholipids, when lipids attach to that of the phosphorus, they are present in the cell membrane, which has the function of fluidity. Precursor for many hormones, some lipids have the property that they convert into another form of the lipids. For example, when there will be cholesterol, it can be converted into fat soluble vitamins. Besides, they can be converted into steroids and other kinds of hormones. Signal molecules, for example, prostaglandin lipids act as the signal molecules because the signal molecules means they act as a formation of messages or they play an important role in the transfer of messages within the body. Protective role because lipids are present around certain organs, so they provide protection to that organs. They act as enzyme growth factors, for example, vitamin K. They act as electron carriers, for example, ubiquinone, and they act as insulation against temperature extremes. For example, heavy layer of lipids is present under the skin of some organisms, for example, penguins, and which provide them insulation against high temperature. So overall in this slide you can see that lipids are very important and they play very important role in the body. If we see classification of lipids, we divide mainly lipids into three classes: simple lipids, complex lipids. Third one is the known as the precursor and derived lipids. Simple lipids, when they will be simple, nothing is attached to them, then they are known as the simple lipids. Complex, when other compounds will attach to them, for example, glycolipids, phospholipids means with the lipids and other compounds, for example, carbohydrates, phosphate, and others will be attached. They get converted into complex lipids. Precursor and derived lipids, for example, in the last slide I told that steroids, steroids and vitamins, they will be derivatives of cholesterol. So lipids get converted into other forms of the lipid. That's why they are known as the precursor lipids, or they can also be known as the derived lipids. First of all, classification. If we see, first of all, simple lipids. Simple lipids esters of fatty acids with various alcohols. You have to understand this point. Different fatty acids, they get attached to different forms of the glycerol with the help of a ester bond. Ester bond which help in the attachment of fatty acids with alcohol. We divide simple lipids into two types. Number one, fats and oils. Number two, waxes. Fats and oils mean when esters of fatty acids with glycerol mean in overall we can say alcohol, but when it will be specific with the glycerol, then it will be first class of simple lipids. When esters of fatty acids with high molecular weight alcohol other than that of the glycerol, they are known as the waxes. Fats and oils mean its example is triglyceride when it will be in the form of a fat, while it will be triglycerol when it will be in the form of a oil. Fats and oils, they are interrelated to each other. The only difference between them is fats will be solid in nature or semi-solid in nature, while oils will be liquid in nature. That's why fat in a liquid state is called oil. So simple lipid divided into fats and waxes. Fats and oils, we are esters of fatty acids with glycerol, and when they are other than the glycerol, then they will be known as the waxes. Fatty acids. Different lipids are formed by when fatty acids get joined with each other. Same when occurring lipid atoms upon hydrolysis, they get converted into fatty acids.